Hey everybody, how's it going here? Hopefully you can hear me okay, because the wind is going a little bit up here. And I'm outside, and where I'm at, this location is not far from where I live. We're on top of this hill, and this is a place where a developer is planning to put in basically a rural subdivision out here. I don't think they can be smaller than 5 acres, but this is a 130, 160 acre property that they want to subdivide and basically put in all these luxury homes. They would be well over $1 million. They're advertising them as villas with, so let's see, can I flip this camera while I'm recording? I guess not. But over here, I don't know how well you can see that. So I'm standing on top of one of the foundation, and over there, that's a vineyard. You can just see the edge of it over there. Out there is the big reservoir down there in the Coast Range. And this is a place right now that's incredibly important habitat. It's beautiful. This is my first time walking around up here, but it's beautiful. It goes on and on for acres and acres. I think there's 1 or 2 houses down further towards the end, down this road here. But they want to put in a lot more. So you can see there's the foundation back there. Great views all over the place. It's a beautiful spot. I can understand why they're able to charge so much. But, essentially what they're doing is developing a wild place right here. They're destroying it. And that's already begun right here. You can see they've cut this new road in. They put in this foundation. I'm sure they had to cut quite a few trees in here. And this is just for one of the paths. So I don't know much about what they're legally allowed to be doing, because there's quite a few lots here, and the current status is that myself and a lot of other neighbors have come together to fight this project and try and stop it from going forward. And thus far we've been relatively successful. The county planning commission, after a lot of pressure, voted to not recommend that they get the permit for the construction that they needed. So they're going to come back and reapply likely, but it's a fight and it's a struggle. So here we go. Here's the sign: Bella Chateau Homes, Old World Charm, Lot 9, Vineyards. So yeah, they're trying to charge big money for this shit, and to me this is what the destruction of the planet looks like. So often it's these little projects. I mean, just earlier today, I was driving by this location not far from here on the west side of town where development has been encroaching further and further off that way over the years. And there's this lot that's been empty since I've been coming here. It's just been empty. It's been a meadow. Camas grows in there. It's pretty wet, so I've heard a lot of frogs in there. It's right in between 2 other pretty large buildings. It's probably 2 acres, something like that. And I drive by it earlier today, and it's ripped up. There's all kinds of heavy equipment in there working, and they're destroying it. They're completely destroying it. And you can look at these things in isolation and say, oh, it's fine. This is a small amount of land that's being destroyed. But you got to look at the trend and the long-term stuff that's happening. And that's what we're seeing here on the outskirts of town, is just infill and development creeping and encroaching on these areas. And you get these highly unethical developers coming out here saying, we're going to sell multi-million-dollar homes, and they don't give a shit about the neighbors. They don't give a shit about the community. Most especially, they don't give a shit about the land, except whereby it, improves the value of their property that they can sell and make more money off of. So, I've been to some meetings and I've met these people and their lawyers, and they're just slime bags. And I'm not afraid to say it, and I said it to their face at one of the meetings. I just said, look, of all the people in this room, who's getting paid to be here? All these neighbors are here taking time out of their evening to come and fight this shit in this labyrinthine, Byzantine bureaucracy that we're trying to navigate so we can fight this shit. And, and meanwhile, the opposition, the developers have their lawyers who are getting paid big bucks. They've got their water specialists, their hydrologists out here, you know, and they're all saying go ahead with it, right? Just listen to that bird up there. You can hear the crickets going. This is a nice chunk of land. I mean, you've got big leaf maple right here. You've got madrona, Doug fir. You've got oak, some nice oak sweeping over the top here. And then you've got those big meadowy areas up there. And 130 acres, I mean, I didn't go back that far. But I'm sure there's a lot more to this. Just look at these beautiful madronas right here. Gorgeous, gorgeous. So, I don't know, I don't have that much to say when all's said and done, but, you know, I just think this is bullshit, basically, and we need to fight it, we need to stop it, and, you know, we're not going to give up if the Planning Commission says go ahead and build it and gives them all their permits. We're not going to give up, we're not going to stop at that, because we know that that system is built and set up to facilitate development. That's its purpose, is to facilitate development, to increase tax revenues for the county and the city, to, you know, to rubber stamp shit. And you know, if we can get them to deny this permit, then that's great. But we should by no means have faith in that system.